You snapped. Maybe it was the third time you asked him to put his shoes on, or the moment she talked back right when you had nothing left. And the second it was over, the guilt moved in. That specific quiet dread that whispers, "What is this doing to them?" If that thought lives in you, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to walk you through 3 ways your anger, how you respond to it, how you express it, how you repair it, is actively shaping your child's emotional future. And all 3 come from real research. Here's the study that anchors everything. Researchers at Justus Liebig Universität Gießen in Germany tracked 634 adolescents across 3 points in time: 6th grade, 7th grade, and 9th grade. They asked both the kids and their parents to report on how parents responded to anger, how well the adolescents regulated their own anger, and whether those kids were developing internalizing problems. Think anxiety, withdrawal, depression, or externalizing ones like aggression and acting out. What they found was not a simple one-way street. It was a loop, a reciprocal relationship, and that distinction matters enormously for what you actually do at home. The first thing to understand is about internalizing problems, and this one is hard to hear, so stay with me. First, how you respond to your child's anger is one of the most powerful predictors of whether they develop anxiety, withdrawal, or depression. Not their temperament alone, not their school, your response. The researchers found that for internalizing problems, the quiet internal suffering that is so easy to miss, the effects were predominantly parent-directed, meaning changes in how parents handled anger predicted changes in the child's internalizing symptoms down the line. When a parent consistently dismisses, punishes, or escalates in response to a child's anger, the child doesn't learn that anger is manageable. They learn that anger is dangerous, that their inner world is unacceptable, and they begin to hide it. What you do about this starting tonight is not about never getting angry. It is about what happens in the 30 seconds after the anger. Name what you saw. I could see you were really frustrated. You do not have to endorse the behavior to acknowledge the feeling. That one move, separating the emotion from the action, tells your child that their inner world is safe with you. And that is exactly the signal the research says protects against internalizing problems. The second way parental anger shapes your child's future is less about what you feel and more about what they learn to do with what they feel. Second, your child's anger regulation, their ability to manage their own anger, develops in direct relationship to how regulated you are when anger enters the room. The study found that adolescent anger regulation was a significant maintaining factor of parenting responses over time, meaning the calmer the kid became, the calmer parents tended to be over subsequent years and vice versa. But here is the direction that matters for a parent of a younger child. You are upstream. You are modeling the architecture of emotion regulation before they have built their own. When you take a visible breath, when you say, "I need a minute before I respond to this," when you come back and say, "I got too loud and I'm sorry," you are not showing weakness. You are demonstrating live what regulation actually looks like. Researchers call this co-regulation, and it is not a soft concept. It is how nervous systems learn. So the concrete move here is to give your anger a visible pause out loud in front of them. "I'm feeling really frustrated right now, and I'm going to take 10 seconds before I respond." Say it, do it, come back. That script is the lesson. The third way connects to something the research found about externalizing problems, the aggression, the defiance, the behavior that gets kids sent to the principal's office. And this one is genuinely reassuring in a specific way. Third, if your child already has big, outward, externalizing behaviors, the research found that those behaviors and your child's own poor anger regulation are what's driving changes in your responses to anger, not the other way around. This is "it's not your fault" in its most precise form. The study showed that for externalizing problems, the effects were more adolescent-directed. Your child's behavior is pulling on you, escalating you, wearing you down. And that is a real dynamic, not a character flaw. But knowing the direction of that loop tells you where to intervene. You cannot simply decide to stay calm in a vacuum when you have a child who is genuinely dysregulated and provocative. What you can do is reduce the conditions that load the gun before conflict starts. Predictable routines, transition warnings, lower stakes moments of connection that are not about behavior at all. Those deposits don't feel dramatic, but they reduce the baseline arousal in the system, which is exactly what the loop needs, broken at its hinge. You are not getting this wrong because you lose your temper sometimes. You are getting it right by being here, by taking the research seriously, by caring this much about the answer. Subscribe so you never miss a video, and tell me in the comments, which of these three felt most like your house?